Chapter 45, The Difference Between a Monk and a Beggar. Once, a beggar in the Acropolis came to the Buddha's residence, and after he paid homage to the Buddha, he said to the Buddha, "Dade, I am a beggar who begs on the streets for a living, but I see that your monks are also begging from house to house. What is the difference between me and your monks? We are all begging for food from others, we are all begging along the street, am I also a monk?" The Buddha said, "If you just beg for food from others, you are not a monk. If you have not left your family, and you still have the worries and attachments of your family, belongings, etc., you are not a monk. There is also the concern and attachment of good and evil laws, and it is not a monk. People with deep merit can be born into a rich house, born to the heavenly realm to enjoy blessings, and even eternally liberated from the torment and pain of the cycle of life and death. Doing more evil deeds will create a lot of sinful karma for oneself, and those who have weak merit and heavy sinful karma will go to a poor house, descend into hell, hungry ghosts, and beasts to suffer. What kind of people in the world are true monks? That is, people who have left their families, are no longer bound by relatives, belongings, and other things, no longer worry about and cling to all things in the world, and who practice monasticism. People who are no longer worried about and cling to good and evil, merit and sin, no longer bound by good and evil, merit and sin, and have a pure and untainted heart. The purpose of practice is not to gain liberation, nor to be liberated forever from the torment and pain of the cycle of life and death, without thoughts and desires, without worrying and clinging to all thoughts in their hearts. If they are not bound by all the thoughts in their hearts, if they crave the fruit of enlightenment and liberation, then they will be contaminated and bound by the thought of gaining liberation, and they will not be liberated. Those who have opened up wisdom, no longer worry and cling to everything in the world, no longer worry and cling to all thoughts in their hearts, and practice monasticism, they are true monks. At this time, the Buddha said, "He is not a bhikkhus. Holding on to the law of good and evil is not a bhikkhus. Merit, sin, karma is destroyed, and wisdom is in the world. A practitioner is a bhikkhus." After the Buddha said, the beggar immediately knelt on the ground and bowed to the Buddha, and he said to the Buddha, "Dade, what you said is so good, I have never been able to understand the difference between a beggar and a monk. I understand now. Thank you, Dade, for your words of compassion for me. Please let me convert to you, please let me be your home practice disciple. I am willing to accept your precepts, I am willing to practice according to your dharma." The Buddha accepted the beggar as a refuge.